Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Tonight I'm going to be doing my second speech, basically organizing a speech, and I've decided to talk about the topic of tipping. Tipping in regards to, leaving a tip, leaving some money for gratuity after a meal, or maybe tipping your paper boy, etc. So the agenda for tonight is going to be I'm going to be talking about where did tipping come from, what does the word tip mean. Then I'll be talking about different places where tipping is acceptable and where it's not acceptable, and my personal experience with that. And finally, I'll be concluding with my opinion on tipping and why I think people should or should not tip. So, have you guys ever been in a situation where you've had some horrible service at a restaurant and you're like, I really do not want to tip this waitress at all? I personally have been in this situation, but it makes you also think, it made me think personally, where did tipping get started? So I did a little bit of research and I found out that tipping was started a while back in Europe. I always thought it was an American thing, but apparently it was started in Europe and has become uniquely American. And after doing some research, I found out the word tip actually means to ensure promptness. So I guess that makes sense. So I was at a restaurant this past weekend, and I didn't have the greatest service, and I found it a bit frustrating. But at the end of the dinner, my girlfriend was like, "You shouldn't tip," and I was like, I think this person gave me a service even though it wasn't up to a level of standard that I would appreciate. I think tipping would be something that was necessary. And basically, my experiences with tipping have mostly been around restaurants, not as much as tipping, and not as much as tipping people for other reasons. But in the United States, I usually tend to tip at least 15%, and I guess that is the norm. And in my past experiences, my studies and travels abroad, I dined in a restaurant in France where the tip was included in the gratuity, in the check already. So I didn't really have to worry about tipping more afterwards. And then also in Dubai, I tried to tip and I actually got yelled at because apparently tipping in Middle Eastern country is seen as disrespectful, and that was a shock to me. I was like, all right, maybe I want to move here because I save a lot of money on tip. And then and overall, so those have been my experiences in tipping. And my opinion on tipping, I think it is something that's definitely necessary because a lot of people may not know this, but in the U.S., waiters and waitresses, that's where most of their money comes from. They don't get paid a minimum wage. They probably get paid, I think I was doing some research and I saw like $2.50, and they make their income out of the tips that people leave for them. So basically, my point is, I think you should tip regardless of the service. How great the service was, you should leave a little bit of something because that's that person's income. So in conclusion, I hope you all tip.